I'm ready.
There you go.
Mm-hmm. Hi, everybody. I am back. Just under the weather last week. Terrible, terrible cold. That's all. Terrible cold. Coughing everywhere, sneezing everywhere. And I knew I couldn't talk. I couldn't talk. Even now I have a throat lozenge in just in case. But I'm feeling much better. And I'm really feeling excited about today's project. I don't know how the inspiration came to me, but and the whole while I was making it, I thought this is not going to work. It's not going to work, and then it ended up working. And so I've only sewn out one as a dummied up one, sewing it out quick. Like I didn't even finish the back. I just wanted to see if it went together, but. And the tab that we're going to make today is going to be a lot bigger than this one, but it's a case. So this is for my granddaughter's iPad. I measured her iPad. Okay, this one is the right size for my laptop. So a case. Now think about it. You just make a small one for eyeglasses, right? What else would you need cases for? You can make a phone.
Pens, pencils.
Yeah, pens. Yeah. Yeah, although it would fall out. You'd have to have a bigger closure. Yeah. But any electronic, right? Yeah, if you want, yeah. So, yeah, I'm doing much better. Everything's good. Joni got called down to the grandchildren's house. Mara, is a nursery school teacher, and I don't know whether I got the story right, but something happened with a swing, and Mara ended up with a concussion. So I said, Joni, you got to go. You just got to go. And so she left yesterday. So I don't know. They need her. It's hard two working parents and 3 kids. That's really hard. Yeah. So, So, I mean, I think all 3 of them are in school level, but it's just, making lunches, getting clothes ready, doing homework, all of that, and getting yourself ready. It's really, really hard. So, yeah, she's going to go down. And little David loves Joni. He calls her Noni, and he loves her. At my daughter's baby shower, they had a photo booth, and he kept looking for Noni because he wanted to have his picture taken with her. So he's really nice around her. He really, really likes her. Yes, it's really cute. Yeah, it's really cute. So anyhow, okay. So I think we'll get right into it. But what's neat about it, we're going to use our fancy fills. Okay. We're also going to use make a nameplate and put a name on it. We are going to make a tab. Is this right? I have it over here. I'll show you. I'll bring it out over here. Okay. So this is the front, and this is what I've done so far. Okay, and then take a look at the bottom here. That's going to be the tab. So, of course, I did it a lot bigger than, you have to do it once when you're designing these things. And it was like, why did I? Well, I had to go small with this one because I did it in the 9.5 by 14 hoop, and there wasn't enough room because I didn't slide the design up. So then I knew, first thing that I do, I'm going to slide it up, which is going to give me enough room to make the tab. And I decided to use this, I call it the pill shape. And we're going to be putting 2 layers, right sides together. We're going to sew the pill. We're just going to cut off one end and then turn it right side out. So, and it's going to close with a snap too. So this is what we're going to start with, this one. I left it with 2 steps yet to sew because I think you need to see how I sew these. And what we're going to end up doing is we're going to sew right sides together across the top, and we're going to flip it to the back. It's not going to make any sense till you see it done. And then so these last 2 steps, I figured you guys got this. Like I had a placement line for the batting and the fabric. I laid my batting and fabric down. It tacked it down. Then we were going to do a fancy fill. We put the nameplate on. We put the name on. And then we're going to sew right sides together. So I'll walk you through the whole thing. I'm really excited about it because I think we're calling it cases because it's not just an iPad case. You can make it small for eyeglasses. You can make it a little smaller than this one for iPads, but we can personalize it. We get to put our fancy fill in there to show off our fancy fills. So we love doing things like this. Oh, Troy, is that with Patty Marty and Mike Johns? Wow, that's awesome. Are you learning a lot, Troy? That is awesome. They are really good teachers. They're very, very creative. Yeah, so, okay, so I'm just going to slide this back in with my fabric there. That's going to remind me what I need to do next. Okay, so I worked on it yesterday and thinking the whole while I was doing it, and you'll see why when we go to sew it together. It's like you're going to go, this is not going to work. There's no way this is going to work. And then it ends up working. So I'm really, really happy with it. Oh, I don't have to sew any. I was going to say I'm looking at the bobbin and there isn't very much bobbin left, but I've already sewn both of the fancy fills. For these projects, I found it used like 3/4 of a bobbin for each one of these fancy fills. A lot, but I did do it in the heavy stitching. I like the heavy stitching. I like to show off my projects. Okay, so we're going to go over to the screen, and then you'll see if there's any light shining and turn off the lights, right?
Yep.
Yeah, okay. Okay, so I have to remember it's this one. Okay, let me make sure. I'm going to look here. Okay, so I have to go to the one. Okay, I'm worried I won't be able to get back to where I was, but I think I will. Okay, so I'm going to go, okay. I can't remember whether I saved, so I better press memory, save on the machine, and then I also want to save it on my flash drive. Now, Kate is posting it on Facebook. So it's being posted on Facebook, but I wanted to double check that I didn't have any mistakes. So that's why we're not putting it on our website yet until I'm sure. Okay, now, so the first thing that I needed to do was decide what I wanted to make a case for and measure it. So this one, my laptop, I closed it up and it is 9" by 13". So I needed that measurement. I hooped my hoop with no-show, which is also, you know, all the different companies use no-show, but they have different names for them. I got to learn all the different names. Poly mesh is what OESD calls it. No-show is what Exquisite called it. But I need to learn all the different companies what they call it, so I can figure out and try to find the best deals on stabilizers too. Okay, you need outer fabric and you need a lining fabric. So this is going to go right along with our, and we're going to show it later, is we have kits that you can use to make baskets. What was the other thing we made, Sophie? I can't remember. Baskets?
With the fabric kit?
Yeah. What was the last one I did? You can use it for the cases.
The wallet.
Oh yeah, the wallet, yeah. So that fabric kit where we give you 12 inches by width of fabric of 8 different fabrics, that's a really good one to get because you'll be able to make a lot with that, a lot of different projects. So we're now going to call it our IQ Designer fabric bundle, right? Because I'm finding I'm using it so often. Okay, so we're going to go home to go to the beginning and okay. Okay, I'm on the Brother Avenir, which on the Brother machines, it's called My Design Center. On the Baby Lock machines, it's called IQ Designer. Okay, so first thing I'm going to do is go into IQ Designer or My Design Center. I don't want a grid at this point, so there's no grid, so I'm good. But if I did have a grid, I would go up to Settings, and then here's the grid. So let's say I had a 1-inch grid. So if I have the 1-inch grid, it kind of gets in my way. So I like to turn it off. So I'm going to go to I'm bumping the camera, but I think I'm okay. Am I okay?
Yep, you're
Is
okay.
it shaking too much? Okay. So I'm going to go here and just pick the one that doesn't have any grid. Okay. Then I'm going to go into the shapes and pick the square. Okay. Then okay. Now, the size, I guessed at it and it turned out it worked. I just decided to make mine, so my laptop is 9 inches wide, and I made the square three quarters of an inch bigger than my laptop. So really it ends up 1.5 inches because it's going to be 3/4 of an inch wider on the backing, 3/4 of an inch wider on the front. And so it's 1.5 inches. I thought that would give it plenty of room, and it ends up doing good. And then I decided to make it 2 inches taller. So my laptop is 13, and so I'm making my square 15. So I'm going to go to size, and if you have the Avenir, the Radiance, the Luminaire, or the Solaris, you'll be able to go into keypad. The first one it does is the height. So I have to remember to put the 15 inch in first, 15 set, and then 9.75. So it's just 3/4 of an inch bigger and set. Okay, now I don't have very much room at the bottom there to put my tab. I need to move this up. So I'm going to say, okay, I'm going to go back to size just so I can get to these arrows. And I'm just going to slide it straight up and, almost to the top. That'll leave me plenty of room to make that tab. So I'd even want to go just a hair farther up. The bigger I can make the tab. So if you do put pencils in or, cards in with your laptop, they're not going to fall out the sides. So, okay. So I moved it up, and then I'll press OK. Now I'm going to need this later. So I'm going to press Memory Pocket down at the bottom. So Memory Pocket and save on the machine. And I have a flash drive in too, so normally I do put it on the flash drive too. But okay. So now line properties. How do I want it to sew out? First thing I need is a placement line so I know where to put my batting. So I'm going to go into line properties, straight stitch, red, and OK. There. Do you see that? It took a second for it to think. Let it think. Don't press again, because you'll get it all mixed up. So press a button and wait a second to see if it registered. So now I'm going to press line bucket. So up here is the area where I tell it what I wanted to do with a line. And so you'll see lines under these to try to remind us that that's what these buttons will take care of. So down below, you see a filled in square on each one of them. So that's what do I want to fill it with? What buttons do I press in order to fill it with something? And that's those buttons down here. Okay, so I am going to go to line, bucket, and click on the line. Oh, I hit it on the first try. Usually I don't. I'll hear that error message, but that time I got it because see how the line is red. And then next. Let it think. Now, I don't have to do anything here. The stitch length is 2. That's fine. I'm not going to change a thing. All right. So then press set. OK. Did I press save? Yes, I did. Oh, goodness, I forget. See, I need Joni here to remind me. Okay. So there I pressed OK. Now, okay, so that is the placement line so I know where to lay my batting and my fabric. Now I need to tack down my batting and my fabric. So add my design center or IQ designer, pocket with the arrow pointing out. So up at the top here. So that means to retrieve, to take something out of memory. Now you can see how many times I've been working on it, but I know it's the last one that was saved. So I'll select the rectangle. Okay, then OK. Now, how do I want this to sew out? So this is going to be the tack down. I'm a little worried here because why is that red going all the way over there? I don't know. There must be something wrong. So let me just press next and see what happens. Nothing. Okay, so I'm going to return. Okay, I don't know why the red was all the way over to the side. Okay, but here, now line properties, straight stitch, green. I wanted to stop for a color change, so that's why I'm changing to green. But when I sew this out, I use the same color thread for the whole project, just because I'm always in a hurry anyhow. You can change your thread colors if you want. So straight stitch, green, and okay. Now we're on step 31, and so far I haven't made a mistake. That's good. Okay, so now there's a lot of steps to this. Okay, now line bucket. Click on the line to turn it green. Oh, see, I didn't press it right. You heard that error message? There, that time I did. Okay, so then next. Okay, now set. This is the stitch length. This is going to go around twice. I'm always in a hurry, but it is good to go around twice, you know, because in case you nick a stitch, it's still going to stay in. So I'm going to press set. I don't need to change anything. Okay. I already saved that shape. But what's neat about this is, remember, I moved it up. It saved it in the exact right position. So that's why it's so important to move it where you want it and then save it. Because when I bring that rectangle up again, it's going to be in the exact same spot. So that, and what I understand is on the software that does digitizing, that isn't the case. So that's what makes IQ Designer and my Design Center so easy for us, is because a lot of steps are already taken for us. So, okay, so I tacked down my fabric. So next thing I want to do is I need to, okay, so I wanted to put a nameplate in there, and but I don't want to put fancy fill inside the nameplate. So that's what I need next is I need to go add my Design Center or IQ Designer, pocket with the arrow pointing out up at the top. That means retrieve from memory. Select my rectangle, be the last one that went in. Okay. Okay, I don't want to sew this. I'm only doing this. Okay, make sure. Okay, I'm only doing this to put the fancy fill in. So I've already tacked it down. I don't want to waste time sewing it. So first thing I'm going to do is go to line properties. I am going to go to no sew. I don't want it to sew it. Okay. And then line bucket and click on it to make it no sew. So it's not going to sew. And I can see an X through the zigzag here. And that's also their symbol. It's kind of a grayed out line there. Okay, now I need that nameplate. So I'm going to go into shapes. This is the circle and the square. Go into shapes. Now there's a couple shapes like that one I like. But if you go to the next menu, it's called the close shapes menu. There's a bunch of them. Like I use this one, here and here. So there's a lot of good shapes. Let me see one I didn't do yet. I don't think I did this one. Let's go there. And okay. So there it is. Now the size, it's way too big. So let's click on size. So that's this button. Now what's nice about the Avenir and the Radiance is you can have a mouse. So have a mouse and lay your mouse on the button and it tells you the name of it. So see, that one says size. Go to the one next to it, rotate. So that makes it a lot easier. Duplicate, mirror, you know, so all the buttons, you'll find out the names of them. Okay, so we're going to go to size right here, size, and we are going to change the size. And I just decided that I wanted it about 4.5 inches wide. And so I'm going to go to the one that keeps everything in proportion and hold it in. And you can see those numbers changing. And when I get close to the 4.5 inches, I'm just going to lift my finger up and do a little bit at a time. So 4.59, that's good. It doesn't have to be exactly 4.5. But then I decided I wanted to make it 3 inches tall. So I'm going to go to this one. I need to shrink it down. So it's got an arrow pulling in. So it's going to, and I'm watching those numbers. When I see that number get near 3, I'll know. Okay, here's 3.19. Like I said, you don't have to be exact. Okay, so all right, now I want to move it so here's the top way up here. So I like to use my arrows, and I like to first press center and then move it straight up. Now remember, you're going to have a tab flipping over, so I don't want to put it up too high. Okay, so I think that looks good. Then okay. Now, line bucket. So remember, we already told it no so. Line bucket. And I want to make this no so. So I'm going to click on it. Oh, didn't hit it right. Maybe it's already there. Oh, I don't know whether. Yeah, so I think it's already a no so because it was okay. All right, now I need to save this. So, because I'm going to need to go back later, and I need that nameplate to be in that exact same spot. So I'm going to save it and save it on the machine. Okay, now go to fill properties. So right here, it's a piece of paper, and press that, and you tell it fancy fills, then press select, and pick a fancy fill. Now, you know, I love them all, but how many are on here? I think there's 54. A lot of people like geometrics. Joni and I seem to like the flowery looking shapes. I'll just pick the one that I picked already, you know, so my sample will look the same as what we're doing right here. So I picked a fill, 44, okay. Purple, that's a color I haven't used yet, purple, and okay. Fill bucket. So right here's a bucket, and you can see my fancy fill there. I can see the purple. So fill bucket, and I'm going to click in the area outside the nameplate. So just click right in there, give it a second, and there it is. It filled it. Next. So next. Now, I played around with this because it's like I knew I had a lot to sew. And if I leave it this size, it's going to take an extra 10 minutes to sew this out. So I went up to like 125. And I looked at it and went, oh, you know, it's still pretty dense. And I wrote down, it said, I went one step further and it said 31 minutes. So 31 minutes just to sew out the fancy fill. So I said, I'm going to make it bigger. So go up to 150 and okay. Let's take a look at it. I like it. I like it. I like it that I have never gone to 150 before, but on this project, I really like it. Now, the other thing is you want to turn the outline on. First time I sewed this, I left it off, and every time it came to one of these ends, it tied a knot, cut the thread, pulled the thread. Uh-oh, I better get a throat lozenge. I already had one. I can feel a tickle in my throat. I'm getting a quick drink of water, too. Sorry about that. You're going to love this. You're going to love how it goes together. Okay, so we're going to go to outline and turn it on. And what that does is it is going, now I think you can't see it until I press OK. But it's going to do a line around. So instead of cutting and jumping over, it's going to stitch over. So it's going to sew it much faster. So that's what we did. We went 150%. And then outline on. Okay, okay, what do we need to do next? Well, I think I want to put the name in next. Okay, so we're going to, first we need to set, then okay. All right, add. So add. Now, normally I go to IQ Designer or My Design Center, but this time I want to add a name. So I'm going to go here to the letters and pick a font. And let's see, I'm always going to this 405, 406. You know what? I want to see what 307, that's a new one. 307. Okay, and I'm going to put my granddaughter, Kate. Okay, so here we're going to go Kate, K, and then lowercase a, T, oh, no T, T, E. Okay, and okay. All right, and then set it. I can't move it. I can't do anything. I can't change. Well, I guess I could change the size. Let's just see what happens when I... Yeah, I think I have to select them all to change the size here, but I can change the size in the next screen. So look at this. Uh, it's highlighting just one letter. If I press ABC, see how everything turned pink? Well, now I can change the size and it's going to, so I can change the size here. Just remember, it has to be all pink. And then, and also I can move it. Well, I can't move. I can't move it from here. I tried. I can't. So we'll press set. Now I can move it. Now here again, I like to, I'm going to just grab it with my mouse. I'm going to click on it with my mouse and just move it up and inside. Oh, I think that looks good. I think it's a good size. I like names big. I like letters big. See how that's kind of hard for me to move? Now if I go to edit, move, I have an easier time. So I'm going to go this way a little. I'm just looking. Okay, I like it. So just remember that you have to press the move button or the size button in order to find those arrows. Okay, so I'm looking good. So I have her name in there. All right. Now we need, okay, move it to her. Now we need to add. So add. So I need to cover up that. I want like candle wicking or satin stitching there. So I'm going to go add. My Design Center, or IQ Designer. We are going to get pocket with the arrow pointing out. I saved it on the sewing machine. It automatically selects that one, but if I wanted to get it off the flash drive, I would pick that one, but it's already where I want it. So the sewing machine, select the drawing with the nameplate. So the rectangle with the nameplate. Okay. Okay, so I don't need to sew those out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into line properties and I am going to go to no sew. Okay. Line bucket. Click on the rectangle. Oh, didn't hit it right. No. Maybe it's already there. So when I press it that many times and it doesn't hit, it's already at no sew. But now I want to add like a candle wicking or let's see what we have. So let's go to line properties. Okay, now here's our stitches. Look at little flowers. Okay, let's see here. Let's pick the flowers and select and see what other ones I have. I have little hearts. I have little flowers. I have, so I'm still okay. I'm just gonna say okay. I'm hooked on candle wicking and I'm hooked on satin stitching. So let's go to candle wicking. Okay, candle wicking, and then okay, let me make sure red and okay. So now I'm on step 93. So now I'm gonna go to line bucket. It's already on. Doesn't hurt it to touch it again. Line bucket. Click on the line to turn it red. It's now red. And then click next. Now remember, it takes it about an hour to upload this, but by then we should maybe have the directions up there. They won't be finalized until we take a picture and everything, but they will be posted to Facebook. Okay, now we decided long ago that we like our candle wicking stitches to be big. So I'm going to take the size. So it's at 0.160 and I'm going to just bump it up just a little bit. It doesn't make that much difference, but 0.180 and then okay. And you can see it make that change. And then the spacing, I like them to be close together. Here, it doesn't really matter because we're not covering up an applique, a raw edge of a fabric, but I still like them a little bit close together. So I'm going to go from 0.040 down to 0.028. and okay. Now set, okay. All right, there, it's looking pretty good, isn't it? I think it's looking good. All right, and then now I need to add. We need to add the tab, okay? I need to make it down here. I was gonna sew it on the sewing machine, but I decided I don't want to. I want the machine to do it for me because it's gonna be perfect. It'll do it in embroidery. Okay, so I am going to go to add, right down here. My Design Center or IQ Designer, pocket with the arrow pointing out, so up here, okay, my rectangle. Now, why do I need the rectangle again? The only reason why I need the rectangle is because then I know where to position the tab down at the bottom. So if I didn't have the rectangle there, I might position my tab right over my case and ruin it. So I need that there, but do I need to sew this out? No. So we're first going to go in and go to line properties, no sew, and okay. So only have that there. Now line bucket, we only have it there just so we know where to put the tab. There, okay. See, it took me 2 tries to get it to work. I'm hoping that, let me just see how loud. Okay, embroidery foot height. I just want the sound to be loud enough for everybody to hear. I don't know where the sound is. I think maybe it's page 5. There's 13 pages of settings. Okay, let's see. All kinds of things that you can. Machine speaker volume. It's on 3. I'm going to go to 4 so you guys can hear better. Okay. Okay. So there I am. I made it no sew. So now I'm going to go step 111, go to shapes. That's the circle and square button. And then look at this. I was thinking, oh, I could take a circle and make it oval. And then I saw this one. I went, okay, I call that one the pill shape. Okay. So it's number 15 and then okay. There it is. Now size. So right here's the size. Okay, I'm going to move it down already so we can see. It's like you can't see how there's a red box around it. If I move it down too far, see, you can't see the red box. It's going to tell you that something's wrong. So you got to move it up until you can see the red box at the bottom. I see it around here, but I don't see it at the bottom. It's moving really slow. I don't want to go too fast. Oh, and see, I'm getting awful close. Nope, I got to make it narrower. So right now it's 2.91. Let's take it and make it the height just a little smaller. Okay, I still can't, well, I just about see in my red. But the other problem is you need to be able to cut that apart. And if it's too close, it's going to be too hard to cut apart. So I'm at 2.77 now. I think I'm all right. See, I could have had my rectangle up a little higher. But I'm just going to make it a little bit smaller. So now I'm at, well, let's go to 2.7. On the paper, I say 2.5. Oh, here, 2.68. I can see the red there. I'm just going to move it down until I'm not going to, there, I can still see the red, so I'm good there. And remember, it's zoomed out. That's probably about, I'm going to say 3/8 of an inch, so that'll give me room to cut the 2 pieces apart. Okay, so now, and then the other one is about 5 inches wide. And at first I thought, oh, just leave it at 6.49 wide, but I thought, oh, it's going to waste fabric, and I know my ladies don't like to waste fabric, so I think I'll go down. So I'm just making it a little narrower, and there I'm about 6 inches. So on my paper, I put 2.5 inches tall by 5 inch wide, but you can decide that later. Now, okay, and we already moved it below the rectangle, but we kept some space in between so that we're able to cut it apart. Okay, so we already told the rectangle that we don't want it to sew. I need a placement line first. So we are going to go to line properties, straight stitch. I'm going to change my page, make sure. Straight stitch, pink, and I don't mean a light pink. It's too hard to see a light pink. So I mean like a bright pink, like that one. Okay, and okay. Line bucket. Here's my line bucket. Click on the line to turn it pink. Okay, now I need to save this because I need, right now it's just a placement line so I know where to put my fabric. I need to bring this back up again and have everything in the exact same position. So that's why I'm going to go to memory. So the memory pocket at the bottom, memory, and save on the machine. Okay, so now what do I need to do? Okay, my next thing, okay, is I need to sew the lining at the top. So we're going to sew the lining to the top, and then we're going to trim our seam allowance and then flip it over and press it. Okay, we also need to sew the tab fabric. So I have a piece of fabric here, and I'm going to have it right sides together because we're going to turn it right side out when we go to after we sew it. Okay, so I got that one, so I'm good. That's just the placement line. So now we're going to go, I saved it. So now next. Okay, and set. Uh-oh, see, there's a mistake. I don't have next. Okay, so save. Every practice I go on the machine. So I should have had next and then set. I should go all the way into embroidery and then okay. Next, set, and okay. I'll fix that. Okay, then okay. All right, so there's our tab, but it's just a placement line. So I'm going to go add my design center or IQ designer, pocket with the arrow pointing out, the rectangle with the tab. So there it is, rectangle with the tab. Okay. Erase the rectangle except for the very top of the line. I want to sew my lining to the top. Let me just kind of grab this. Hopefully you'll be able to see it. So see here, this is what we're working on the front. And I am sewing the lining to the top. So it's not going to make much sense until we go to sew these out. So I have it all ready to sew the next step. Okay, so we are going to erase the rectangle except for the very top line. And I like to use box select. So right here's the select button. So you know that you can press that and all the different ways to select appear. Like you can draw around it to select it. You can use your magic wand to click on it. I'm going to go box select. I'll close that. And then I'm going to click right underneath the line. So I don't want to get that top of the line. I want to erase everything but the top of the line. So I'm clicking down and I'm holding down and I'm going to go all the way and I'm going to, I don't want to catch the tab. All right, so I've got the whole thing. Now I'm going to release my mouse and then I'm going to click on cut. Oh, cut. There, it's gone. There is a line up there. Okay, and don't worry, like there's a little bit of it hanging down. That's not going to affect anything. Okay, so I left that line there. Then I'm going to, let's tell it how we wanted to sew it. So I'm going to go to line properties, straight stitch, red. I'm always selecting red, but red's easy to see when you make a change. Line bucket. Click on that line to turn it red. Oh, didn't catch it right. That time I did. Now it's red. It's hard to see. I'm going to ask them if they would make these lines a little thicker so we can see them better. Okay, now, now I want to sew this, but I need to have it stop in between the two because I need to position my fabric. Like you'll see what I have to do. Okay. So I want to make a color change so it's sure to stop between these two steps. So I'm going to go up here to line properties, straight stitch, purple. I haven't used purple yet. Purple and okay. Click on the pill. So it's got the line bucket already. So click on the pill shape. Oh, it didn't do it right. There. So I clicked on it. It turned purple. And then next. Okay, there we go. Okay, so it's got the straight stitch. It's going to go over that twice. I think that's a good thing. I'm going to leave it, you know, because I have the outline on. And then it's going to sew the straight stitch around that pill shape. So I think I'm good. We're going to press set, then okay. All right, and then we're going to go to embroidery. So let's go to embroidery. Let's go memory pocket. Save on the machine. Okay, and okay, so I'm just going to run through the steps and we're going to sew a couple of them. So do you think you should put the camera on the machine while I'll talk to them about the different steps? I'll stay on this screen until you get set up. Okay, okay. So I'm going to go over here, that bottom row, and I'm going to go to the, I call it the plus minus button. So I'm going to press plus minus. So the first step was the placement line for the batting in the fabric. So that's just going to sew that, and I already did that. Okay. Now I'm going to arrow down, and now I'm on step 2. I'm going to lay down my batting and my fabric all at once. I usually do them in separate steps, and then somebody finally said to me, why are you doing, Tommy did. He said, why are you doing those in 2 separate steps? Why can't you just lay both? Okay, I'll do it that way. So I laid down my fabric, and then I sewed around it. So it tacked down my batting and my fabric. Now I'm going to go to the next step. Step 3 was the fancy fill. So just go ahead and sew that one. I already sewed mine. Then it's going to sew the letters. So see, there's 11 steps, but it does each one separate. So K, A, T, E. So now next one, step 8, it's going to sew the candle wicking. Go ahead and sew that. All right. Now go to step 9, and here's where it's ready to sew my, I guess this was the placement line, which I already did. Let's go to the next one. Okay, so the next one is we are going to sew the front to the back, so the front to the lining, and I'm going to just position it, making sure I'm covering all the fancy fill there. Make sure I got a good seam allowance. Maybe I'll just pull that up just a little higher. Okay, and then, so I'm positioned good. I'm looking good. I'm making sure that this fabric is going to cover everything. I didn't give you a size because you determine the size, but I did cut my fabric like 1 inch wider and like at least 1 inch longer than the size of my design, so I wouldn't have to be so careful. So I'm good. I've got it positioned. So I'm just going to press start, and it's going to tie a knot, and that's going to sew over and then back again. Okay. And you might have seen it do that little stitch. That's going to be fine. Just a teeny little stitch. Okay. Now, what I need to do is I need to flip this out of the way. Okay, we'll let it stop. Okay, flip it out of the way. Now, this also needs to be flipped out of the way. You know, I probably should have used tape. I bet we don't. We have the tape in the other room. But I think I'll be all right. Yeah, I'll be all right. Yeah, I'm always doing it in a hurry. So I've got my fabric here. It's way too big, but it was like what was left over from doing it. So, oh yeah, I might as well. And then do it the right way, right? And, okay, I've got my paper tape in my dispenser. And I'm just going to tape that up here to make sure it's being held away. And then I'm just going to cover it. So I've got 2 layers here, right sides together. Okay, and position here, and there, and then so. Now I should change to pink thread because the purple thread might show, but I didn't. I should have. So you changed to matching thread. I'm going to let it go around twice because we're going to be poking at it. Hey, it'd be cute to put, you could have put their name or something on the tab. It would have been cute. Okay. Okay, I don't need to do another thing to this one. Okay, so we'll come up to the cutting table now. Okay. And we'll take it out and I'll trim it. Okay. It's going good, isn't it? This is, I thought all the while I was thinking this, I kept thinking, this is not going to work. It is not going to work. And it ended up working. And even now, it's like, oh my gosh, this one. Okay, so I'm going to pop it out of the hoop. See, I have an extra big hoop, so I could get this other part sewn already. I think everybody needs a second big hoop. We'll have to. We'll show that another day. Okay, so I'm just flipping the levers and getting this out. Okay, and I'm gonna cut this apart. I don't want to cut. I gotta cut. See how right here I didn't leave myself very much space. Here, I'll just slide my hoop aside. Okay. So I didn't leave very much space to cut this apart. Now, did Mary Lou and Kathy, are they still here? It's quiet in there. Yeah, they're not. Okay. Okay. I was going to give them the job of turning this and pressing it. Well, I'll just do it. It's probably going to be messy because I'm going to be in a hurry. Okay. So here, okay, and I want to cut this out. Okay. But I want one end open. Okay. And I don't know what size I want yet or anything. Yeah, you could turn it right side out. I could get it started. Okay, so here I'm just going to cut it. I don't want to go too narrow, but it's like in between. Oh, it's less than a quarter. And what I should do, right, is I should snip it so it turns nice. There. I've got my turning tool. There. I'm just going to snip it. I don't want to snip too close. I could, as I'm turning it, I could poke through if I snip too close. But I need some snips in order to make it nice and rounded. And you need a lot of them. There. Okay, then I'm going to take my turning tool, and I want it. So I have this no-show in there. I'm glad I do, because that's going to kind of stabilize it. So I'm just, this is going to be easy to turn. That little one that I did, see, that was my, as I was designing, and I didn't leave enough room to make a tab. I kept thinking that I would just sew it on the sewing machine, but who wants to do that? Now see, I cut it, so see how it's pulling apart a little bit? So, hey, I might be able to do this pretty quick. Let's see. So there, I'm just poking it out. I'll make sure my iron is on. I think it is on. Okay. Okay. So is everybody having good weather today like we are here? Like, what is it outside? Like 70? Yeah, spring is here. 68. Look at that. It's looking good. Kate, I don't even need your help. I'm just going to iron. I'm thinking I might need John to come over and do the snaps. I know Joni did them the other day, so I'm just ironing this. Okay, this is good. Okay, so I got this ready. Okay, now this one, okay, so I have this ready. I'm just going to throw these away. Here we go. And then this one, I don't need to trim any of the other seam allowances. I can do the rest of them at the end. I just need to trim this one. So I'm just going to go across, leaving it, just like a 1/4 inch. Okay, maybe I'll just swing the iron over a little farther. Okay, and then we're gonna iron this. I'll move this a little farther. Okay, so I'll iron it up first. And then to the back. There, it's looking good. Okay. Okay. Okay, so we did what we needed to do. Now we have to make the back of the case. Okay, let's see what we're looking like. I feel like my fabric. Yeah, look at that. Look how good I did right here. Here we go. So let's see, I picked a fabric that had candy. I figured this one I was going to make for Mary. The next one I'll do one for Kate. So there. Okay, so I've got my tab. We'll need these later. Okay, so let's go and make the back of the bag. All right. So okay, the back of the bag. So I have, it's kind of like the same thing. We did it. It turned good.
Oh, it's
so
good.
I know. Yeah, it's all ready. So this is what's gonna come around to the front and the tab.
Oh,
it's
so
good, isn't it? I'm like really excited.
So good.
Yes, I am. I don't know, just every once in a while. Like Steve was inspired last week. Everybody's making his bunny pillow. Mm-hmm. Just all of a sudden you get inspired and you go, oh, I'd like to try that. Okay, so what we need to do the back is we need a placement line for our batting and our fabric. We need to tack it down. We need to fill the whole thing with a fancy fill. Okay, but then we need to sew. So this is the way it is. Here's the bracket over here. So here's the top. We're going to need to sew the tab in. Okay, it's going to flip around to the front. Then we need to sew the front to the back, right sides together, not across the top, in a U shape. Okay. Then we are going to lay another piece of the lining here. Lay that here. We're going to leave 5 inches on the side to turn it, and sew down, across, up, over. But when it sews over, okay, when it sews over, you don't want it to sew this. So I can't have my fabric way at the top here. I need to have it down just like, just like 1/8 of an inch. So just enough that it's not going to catch this. So see where my stitching line is there? Okay, and you can see on this one so this is just hanging down just a little bit, but you don't even notice it. When you flip it over, you're not going to even notice it. So we have to go all the way around, but we can't catch this piece. This has to remain free, okay? Everybody understanding everything? And, okay, so I'm going to leave these here. And also, when I sew the front to the back, I need to make sure that my seam lines are matching. So I'm going to do that with the acorn glue. Carol taught us that. Carol's an unbelievably good sewer, and she uses glue. Do you want to talk to them now? Okay, Steve wants to talk to you guys. So 86 degrees in Naples, Florida.
Oh. That's right. We have sunshine today. We're happy.
Yeah, yeah. So you go ahead, Steve. I will resume. I'm going to get my...
Is this side screen frozen?
It's frozen.
Yeah. Oh, I did not know. Yeah, I can restart that in 1 second.
just so I can see what. Hi, everyone.
Yeah, sure.
It's beautiful here in Pittsburgh. I'm telling you what, if you are not in Pittsburgh today, you're missing out a really beautiful day.
Yeah.
Yes,
Steve and I are both cool kids.
we are.
We're both cool.
Amanda's a cool kid.
Yeah. Are you a cool kid too, Kathy?
I didn't
No. Yeah, see, we're going to show you this later.
That's
So
too
it's
cute.
only the cool kids have these.
I kept my tag on because I thought it was cooler.
Yeah, yeah. Because it tells everybody it's brand new.
It's brand new.
Yeah.
Right. People do that with their hats. They put
Yeah,
the stickers
Pete
on
always
their
did. He
hats.
kept the tag on
Yeah,
it. Like,
yeah.
Pete, your tag is on. Because I want everybody to know it's new.
That I wear a size 32, 32.
I want everybody to know what size I wear.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, okay, there we can see. So, yeah, so all the cool kids are wearing these, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
So,
you will have the opportunity to get one of these.
And if you've already ordered it, it's probably on its way because we just got them in today.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
did.
Yeah. So, a couple things to talk to you guys about today is it's bigger than you thought. I know it is like, what did they?
I thought it was going to be really little.
4 7/8 by 4 1/2.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like 5 by 4.
You can put seam ripper, a little pair of snips, candy.
Yep. There's a little pocket inside too.
Yeah, there is.
Nice.
It's just
Yeah.
like a backpack. It has a
Yeah.
little pocket.
So-
Really cute.
Babylock came out with a new Master and IQ Designer video series, and it's a really great resource. They did a really nice job with it, and I wanted to show you guys a little bit about what you get when you do sign up for it. So it is a website you go to that you get access to. So we'll send you a packet of information. I know people have ordered it and they're waiting for it. I just ordered some more, and they're definitely on their way here. So anybody who wants to get this, that will be able to get it to you right away. But this is the website that you'll go to with the Master and IQ video series. And the nice thing about it is that the videos are here for you to watch, as well as the handouts for to follow along with the videos as well. So this is the main page that you'll get access to, and it's indefinite. You'll always have access to it. You won't lose access to it. But this is kind of what it looks like. So all the contributors that help, so Patty, Mike, and Stephanie Struckman, they're all wonderful educators from Babylock. They're the ones that kind of hosted all this. But if we keep scrolling, each they do a video on different things, and there's videos on just getting familiarized with what IQ Designer is and how it works. Mary Ellen, yes, they are on their way, so we're going to get yours out to you right away. But just videos on getting familiar with what different buttons and things that you can do. So there are all these videos here with a PDF download available to you that you can download and print out if you like. If you've ordered this from us, we have a book of all the handouts for you. So we're going to show that here in just a second too. But these are all the videos you'll get, and this is what the content looks like. So we haven't even gotten to like the projects yet. This is still just learning about combining shapes in IQ Designer, and this works for anybody who has IQ Designer, My Design Center, no matter what version it is. This is definitely beneficial and helpful to you. But this is creating a basic applique, and then here it starts going into some of the projects. So some of the projects in the Hoop Bunny, so they're like, you can see some pictures up here. So there's like a bunny bag, there's like a dream catcher, it looks like there. Some projects here, a nice greeting card, a little sign, a little gift card holder there. So there's videos with a handout for all of these. I'll just keep going through some of these. There's a little Heart of America garden flag. 3D springy flowers, and then it goes into some of the intermediate projects, some gift card holders. So every video has a handout to go with it, which is really great. What else is in here? Countdown to Christmas Advent box calendar. That's really neat.
Oh, right. And this might be a little bit different
Oh.
for everyone, but because I have a placemat that has a top side and then it has a bottom side.
I must
the
have
two
started the
layers
video.
would
Hold
shift
on one
equally.
second.
So I'd like to add a basting stitch before I start.
That's Stephanie Struckman. She's a good educator. I really like watching her stuff. Oh, so I started the Advent one. So let's pause that one there for a second. Okay, there we go. We're back to you now. So, and then some advanced projects here. So it looks like a baby bib, a table runner. So these classes just keep going. But it's nice to be able to see what you're getting in this. So that's why I wanted to go through the whole website here with you. So it keeps going. Pot of gold, a pumpkin stuffy, milestone baby quilt, mastering edge to edge on your machine. That's another thing that's included. A fall pillow, and then just some more charts and things like that. So that's the website there with all the information. So if you're interested in learning more about your machine, Mastering IQ Designer, this is a great video series to get. And this is the website that you'll get to with everything that goes with it. So go ahead and get that on order today, and we'll make sure you get that. We'll get it sent out to you, and that does qualify for the extra 10% credit back as well. So you'll get the $30 back in your account by ordering that from us as well. And then the other item we really like is that we all like the handouts, like the printouts right in front of us. So you could go through and print them yourself, but I figured who wants to do that? Not always do you have a printer. Is the printer working? That type of thing. So I went through and I printed out every one, and we sent this to our local printer here, and it was so much information they had to make it into 2 books. They couldn't get it into 1 book. So there's part 1 and part 2. And if you order the video series from us, you can also get this the printouts for everything. So in here, everything's labeled with a table of contents with page numbers. We had to go through and add the page numbers for this. But there's the context, the table of contents, and then some of the projects there. But absolutely every handout. Oh, here's a good view of all the projects. So these are some of the projects that are done in the books. Let's go back to the first page here. So some of the beginner projects here, and then intermediate projects, into the advanced projects. But every single paper, and even like a key on what the buttons do is really nice. But it goes through, so every single page that's available to you, we included even like the pages where you can scan it in, the shape and stuff like that. We've included here too, these high quality images. So it's nice quality paper in the spiral bound. So it lays flat for you. If you want to turn it and flip through the pages, you can do that too. That's why we kind of like the spiral bound. But both part 1 and part 2 are available for you there in one thing. So we've got it, took the work for you and just had everything printed out for you too. So if you're interested in getting that Master and IQ Designer series or video series, this is a great way to get it for you. So. And then the other thing I wanted to talk to you guys about is the Love of Sewing membership that's available for your machine. So if you purchased a machine with us, a new machine from us in the past year, you are still eligible to go ahead and get, and I don't think this is probably not in. They can call me and get this part. So I don't think we have an item to show. This is the Love of Sewing membership for Radiance and the Radiance Limited Edition. So I know I've been sending emails out about this and people have taken advantage of this. This is actually someone's here. I wanted to show you what's in here that you get in the packet of information if you decide to get the Love of Sewing information. This is in like an extended warranty. It's a service plan for you available. Your machine is covered a 1-year labor. This adds another 3 years. And then if you get your machine serviced here at our service department, we're adding another year to that. So you'll get 5 years of no cost maintenance on your machine. That's absolutely no parts. So like bobbin cases, stitch plates, needle threaders, any kind of service you come in, we're going to cover in that first 5 years here at our service center. So you don't have to worry about any maintenance costs for the first 5 years of your machine. So if we open the packet up here, you're going to get some access to the online classes. So there's a code here that gives you 4 years of Baby Lock's online classes in these little cards. So you have a membership for the service and then also membership for the classes on this. So that's great. when you've got a good investment like your machine, you wanna know that it's going to be serviced for you. And then a little even sticker to put on your machine so people know that you have the Love of Sewing membership, and a certificate here that certifies that your machine is warranted for that long and things. So the price on these varies different per machine, and the price online that you see for some of these service plans, our price over the phone is going to be a lot better than what you can buy it online for. So if you just give me a call, I can talk to you about the service plans we have available. But yeah, put my number up there, 412-344-2330, option 2, and we'll be able to get that taken care of for you. So, and Troy, yeah, I'll let you know about that, Troy. I can reach out and talk to you about that too. Can we buy book without the videos? So the book is you have to get the video series with the book. Since we didn't write the information, we aren't able to just sell you the book by itself. The book printed out is just an extra thing that we've done for the people who've purchased that. We wish we could sell you the book, but since Baby Lock put all that information together, you got to get the video series. Is the correct way to do it. So yes, and these service plans can be used at any Baby Lock dealer in the country. Baby Lock actually reimburses the dealer for their service, so they just submit that and they get reimbursed. So if you want to learn more about this, just give me a call and I'd be happy to go over it with you for your machine and get you signed up for that plan. It is a really nice service plan to have, and just absolutely any part or any service that needs done is completely covered in the time of this membership. So.
Okay, back to
Yes,
IQ Designer.
back to IQ, yes,
Okay,
yes,
that's
yes.
good.
Thanks for my commercial interruption.
Yes, I'm loving this. This is so good. I can't believe it. I can't believe how good it's turning out. So
Does this work for the Solaris?
Yes. Yeah, if you have IQ Designer on your machine, whether it's a Destiny, Solaris, Meridian, Altair, this information is pertinent to you, and you'll be able to use it no matter which version you have. So
for the video series.
Video series. Yep.
Yeah. Now how long do they have after they bought their machine to add on?
Oh, you have a year. You have a year for the service plan. You have a year to add it on. So.
Okay. So you can't add it on for like a used machine. You can't add it on for a used machine.
I don't think so. Yeah.
I don't think.
We can find out.
Somebody's also asking, they ordered the video series but haven't received it yet.
Okay, they're coming. They're coming. They were on back order. There's the thing they put together. So we ordered them, and they're definitely coming on their way. So if anyone ordered it, we have them coming for us. So, okay.
All right. Okay, we're going back to IQ Designer. Okay. Okay, so now, are we good? So, okay, finished embroidering. So I'm just going to say, okay, we saved it. I can come back to this. All right. So, no, I think I did sew out everything. That's right. I did sew out everything. Oh, you need to fix it? Okay. Okay. So now we're going to go to the back of the case. Okay. So I'm just going to go home and okay. All right. Now we're going to go into My Design Center or IQ Designer, pocket with the arrow pointing out, and then select the sewing machine, which is already selected, and you're going to select the rectangle without the nameplate. So there it is right there, rectangle without the nameplate, and OK. Then line properties, straight stitch, red, and OK. So we're just starting from the very beginning of the back. So we need a placement line, then we need a tack down. So there we are, placement line, and then we're going to go to line bucket. Click on the line to turn it red. Oh, didn't hit it right. Didn't hit it right. There we go. Okay, so now it's red, and then OK. So we clicked on the line to turn it red. So now next. Then set, okay, it's all the way in embroidery. Now see, if I make a copy of this, it's not going to be right on. So I have to go back to IQ Designer to get it back up again, and it's going to put it right on top of the first one. So we need to add My Design Center or IQ Designer, pocket with the arrow pointing out, rectangle with nothing inside. I'm just redoing that last step. Okay. Then line properties. It's on zigzag. I don't want that. I want straight stitch. Green. If I put red in again, it might not stop for a color change. So for me to lay down my fabric. So that's why I make color changes, even though I sew out the whole thing in one color. So green and okay. Then, oh, and it looks like I don't have line bucket. Oh, okay, so let me see if I have my pen here. Okay, so I got another thing to change. Okay, so I said green, and then I got to go okay, okay, line bucket, click on the line to turn it green. Okay, let me write that down, line bucket. Click on line to turn it green. Okay, now I press next. Set. Okay. So there is, so first is my placement line. Next is my tack down. I'm going to lay down my batting and my fabric all at once and tack that down. Now I need to add, so what do we need next? Fancy fill. So add My Design Center or IQ Designer, pocket with the arrow pointing out. We've got the sewing machine. I'm going to find my rectangle, nothing else with it, just the rectangle. Okay. Then I don't need to sew that again. I've already tacked down my fabric. So I'm going to go to line properties. Don't need to sew it. So we're going to say no sew. Okay. Give it a second. So you're going to feel like, oh, I didn't press the button. No, it just had some thinking it had to do. Now line bucket and click on that line to make it no sew. So I've got that click which told me it registered. It's kind of hard to see, but I can see that no sew symbols are up here. And if I press it again, I'm going to get the knock knock noise, which tells me it's already done. You've already done that. Okay, so now fill properties. So I can put my fill in. So fill properties, that's this piece of paper with the filled in block behind it. We're going to go to Fancy Fills, select. I'm going to turn my page here. And then pick the same fancy fill as the front. You don't have to if you don't want to, but I just felt like, oh, it would look better to have the same one. But you know, on those notebook covers that I made, we were putting dividing lines and doing tons of different, so we could do that here too. Okay, so there's 44. That's what I picked before. Okay. Blue, I haven't used a blue yet. Blue and okay. Then fill bucket, right here, fill bucket. Click inside to fill it. Okay, now next. Remember we went to size 150, so I am going to go to size 150 again, size, and take it all the way up to 150. So that will cut down the sewing time. There, I still like what I see. Outline on. I don't want it to take the time to cut those jump stitches. So right there's the outline. It's on off. Press it and turn it on, and then okay. Then set. All right. Then okay. Cross had something there. Okay. Now, okay, what do we need now? Okay, we need to sew the tab on next. And then we need to sew the front to the back. So we got to go first, add IQ Designer or My Design Center. Pocket with the arrow pointing out. We're going to go get that rectangle again. So it's saved on the sewing machine. There it is. So just the rectangle. Okay. Hope I'm not going too fast, but when you watch it again, you can pause it and then catch up. Okay. Now I want to have a stitching across the top. My tab is about, it was like 2 5/8. So I would like 3 inches of stitching across the top. How do I know 3 inches? So I'm going to have to go in and get the grid on. So settings, here's the grid, press the arrow. I like the 1-inch grid and okay. Using the grid as your guide, erase everything except the top and center. So centered with the top, 3 inches. So I'm going to go over 1.5 inches from center on this side and then 1.5 on that side and erase everything else. All I want is that little bit of stitching. So I'm going to break that line, and first I want to select it. So I am going to, okay. So here we're going to press that box select. It's already selected. You see here it's blue, but you can double check by pressing it, and you can see that it's highlighted, so it's already selected. Okay, and there's my center line there, and I want it to be about 3 inches, so I'm going to go about right here, at about a little more than 1.5 inches out. Click down and grab that all the way down. Okay, and then cut. It's hard to see because the grid is on. I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. I'm going to go out about 1.5, maybe a little more. Click down with my mouse, grab that whole section, then cut it. But there's still more down here, so I'm going to turn off the grid. I'm going up to settings. So here's my settings button. It's that gear, settings, grid, and I'm going to pick the one with no grid and okay. Okay, settings, grid, no grid, and okay. There we go. Okay, see I have the line up here. I don't want this one down here. So I can click and drag a box around it to get rid of it, or my favorite, I press memory. Here's my select tools down here, is the magic wand. I can select the magic wand, just click on it, a red box forms around it, and just cut it away. So all I have is that line right up at the top. Now, how do I want it to sew out? Just a straight stitch. So let's go into line properties, straight stitch, red, okay, line bucket, click on that line to turn it red. Oh, I didn't catch it just right. There, that time I did. Then next. And it's going to get pulled on a lot, so I want it to go over twice, so I do want the outline on. So I'm going to just leave everything as is, press set, okay. All right, now I got to sew the back to the front, okay? So here we got to go get that box again, all right? And so I have to sew the back to the front in the U shape, okay? Then my last step is to sew that last piece of lining. You're going to love this though. Okay, so I'm going to go add, My Design Center or IQ Designer, pocket with the arrow pointing out. It's on the machine memory. I need to go in and get that rectangle again. Okay. And now this time I just need to erase the top. That's the only part I don't want it to sew. It would sew it closed. So I'm going to go to my select tool right here, select, box select. Then I'm going to take my mouse and click like above it and click and drag a box around it, but I only want to grab that little bit of the line. Maybe go down just a little bit, because remember I don't want to catch that, that other piece of fabric. So I'll show you when we go to sew. Okay, so I'm just going to make that a little smaller. There we go. Okay, so it selected it, and I'm going to cut it away. All right, then how do I want it to sew it? a straight stitch. So line properties, straight stitch, blue, let's go here, okay, then line bucket, click on the line to turn it blue. So right now it's black, you can see it turn blue. Then next, set. So it's going to go over it twice. I think that's good. Then it'll be good and strong. So set. Okay. All right. So now we sewed the back to the front. Okay. Now we need to sew that last lining piece, and we need to leave an opening in the side. Okay. So we're going to add. See, you have to do these step at a time. If you put everything on the screen at once, the machine decides what it wants to sew first and what it wants to sew next, and it won't be in the right order. So that's why you have to come all the way to embroidery and then add to it. So you're adding it step at a time. So add My Design Center or IQ Designer, pocket with the arrow pointing out, which means retrieve from memory. Oh, nothing happened, so I didn't press it right. So pocket with the arrow pointing out, get that rectangle again. Okay, then okay. Okay, I like to change the size at this point, and I just learned this from doing my baskets. When we go to sew the fancy fill, it makes the fabric shrink a hair. And then if I sew my seam's not going to be right on that line. So I need this last runaround, I need it to be a little bit smaller. So I'm going to go to size, and this one with the 4 arrows pointing in. And I am going to go and just make it, I tap it 4 times. So 1, 2, and you can see the numbers change, but hardly. 3, 4. It's just going to make it a little smaller so that heavy stitching on the edge doesn't end up on the outside. So, okay. Now I need to make I tried a 4-inch opening. That wasn't big enough, but the 5 works really good. So I'm going to go to my settings page. Okay. Turn on the 1-inch grid. 1-inch grid. And okay. It's really hard to see my red line over here. And what I make a mistake with every time, remember, we raised that box up. So if I go 5 inches from here, it's down kind of low. But you know what? That doesn't really matter. I just want to catch 5 inches. So I think I am going to say, okay. I want my box select. Oh, I said okay, but nothing happened. So I'll say do it again. Then the box select. And then I'm just going to click and drag. I'm going to go 3 inches up here. So I'm just going to click. Oh, look at that. I moved it. Look at that. See, I moved it. So close, undo. I can see that line right there. Undo. There, it put it back where it belonged. Okay, so I got my box select, right? Okay, and then I'm going to take that and I'll just go 3 inches up and 2 inches down. There. Maybe because the rectangle was selected. See how it isn't selected now? And I'm not, so maybe that was it. I think I needed to deselect it. Okay, so here is the 5 inches. It's really hard to see, but I can see a faint red line here, and I'm going to cut it away. Now let's get rid of the grid so we can see better. The grid, and we're going to go up here to the 1-inch grid and say no grid, and okay. There, now you can see that opening, okay? So I have right now, what I have where I sewed the tab in. I have sewing the front to the back. And then I also have putting the last piece of lining down and sewing that. And I have that to go in and turn it all right side out. So it's going to turn out really good. Okay, so I'm going to stay over here for now, Sophie, so I could position my tab. Okay, so I think,
You want to go to this camera?
yeah, I think they'd like to see it from this camera. Okay, so maybe stay here for now because I am going to advance to that step. So I'm going to close this and memory save on the machine. Okay, then I'm going to go to next. I get all the way to embroidery. Oh, look, I forgot to tell it straight stitch. So return. So I need to go to line properties, straight stitch. Oh, let's go pink and okay. Line bucket. Click on the line to turn it pink. Now I see the straight stitch up here. I should have noticed there was a zigzag up there, but there's a straight stitch now. So next. Okay, set. Okay. Let's save the whole thing. So memory pocket. Save on the machine. To be safe, I don't know. I've never had it fail me, but I like the memory pocket. I have a flash drive in. I'm going to save it on the flash drive too. Okay, we're going to go to embroidery. All right, we are going to go to the plus minus button. And I've already, done the placement line. I tacked down my fabric. I already did that. I already sewed the fancy fill. All right, next, I see this line. And it looks like it's right in the middle there, but look where my cursor is. I know it's at the very top. And I am just going to position this, okay? And I'm thinking they need to see me do this. And I can see where the center is. So I could crease this. Let's see. It's looking good. I could crease it. And I got a little crease there. And I have the center marking there. And I think that's good. I mean, the tab's kind of big. I could make it a little smaller. I could bring it up closer. So whatever length you want to make it. And then I'm just going to press start. A little worried that it's going to go. Is it going to go under? See, look at that. Okay, I'm going to raise my foot. I'm holding on to it. I could have taped it in place. But I'm going to lower my foot. Now the foot is kind of on top of it. Oh, not anymore. Uh-oh, stop there. Lift my foot. See, I'm holding it with this hand. Now tuck under. Now it's going to hold it, okay? Be careful there because you could crash and have to. And the only way out of a crash is to actually take the foot off the machine. Okay, there we go. Okay, so I sewed the tab on. Now I need to sew the back to the front, and I think I better come up there to do that, okay? All right, so we're going to come up here. And, okay, get things out of our way. Okay, so here, it's going to sew the U shape. Okay, so I'm safe for now. Maybe I'll turn it this way so you can understand it more. Okay, so it's going to sew the U shape, but when it goes to sew all the way around, I don't want to catch this edge right here. So that's why I'm going to take this and just bring it down just a little bit, like 1/8 of an inch. Can they see that?
Yeah, that's better.
They can, yeah. So it's just like 1/8 of an inch below. Yeah, okay, that's good. Okay, but I also have to match up my seam lines. So I'm thinking I should have my tape with me. Okay, so I got my tape and I'm going to peek under, and I also have my glue. Carol's the one who turned me on to the glue. It's changed my life. I'm so much more accurate. So I'm here. I'm going to peek under here. And I can see that line. I think I'm going to put a little bit of glue there and also tape. So it's not going to sew across here. So I can tape that. I mean, the only thing that happens when you tape it. Sometimes you gum up the needle. This paper tape works really good, but then also sometimes the tape gets stuck on the back of your foot and you crash. Okay, so here, so what I'm
Someone is asking if it's supposed to be face down.
yes, it is. Oh, goodness. Who thought of that? Exactly. It's supposed to be right sides together. Okay. Like I'm sitting here wondering, why is this so hard to see the seam line? There, right sides together. Oh my goodness, that could have been disaster, which we've had disasters before. Okay, so I'm just down like 1/8 of an inch. Okay, now this is going to be much easier for me. Okay, look, when I peek under, I'm going to see that seam line. Okay, I'm just a hair off. I'm going to put a little bit of glue, and I'm just going to shift that a hair. Okay, so I'm good there. I'm happy with that. I'm even going to tape it too. Okay, let's peek at this side. Oh, this side, I need to pull it this way a little bit. Okay, now I'm good. I'm just peeking under. But see, hopefully, I could have made it a lot, like a 1/4 inch smaller, and then we wouldn't have to worry about that seam line. So there, I'm good there. Okay, and I taped it. Now let's check it down here. Okay, so here we are. Oh, look at how I'm doing pretty good right there. Okay, like that's perfect, isn't it? Okay, maybe I better go halfway up though. Halfway up and make sure, maybe put a little bit of glue there. The glue sets when you iron it, and I'm just thinking it's not going to set because I have so many layers. Okay, let's peek down here. Okay, so I'll get a little bit of glue there. I'm going to put 2 dabs of glue. Okay, and I'm looking good. It should line up, right? Maybe I'll put a piece of tape to hold that in place. Now we're going to look here and go here. And I already taped the other side, which I probably shouldn't have done, but I'm just going to shift that over just a little bit. Put a little bit of glue down. Okay. And then come down to the corner. Oh, I'm good, right? I'm good. It's lining up. So, okay, here. I have to remember to tell you guys what's going on with the audit too, because I still need your help. But we'll get this done, and then I'll tell you about it as we're showing you products and stuff. Okay, so now I'm good. All right. So now I am going to sew this. I'm going to go back to the sewing machine. I'm going to have my fabric ready. So this is another one that I'm going to want to sew this right sides together. So I'm going to, and really this is easy. I cut it big enough that I just lay it down. So we're going to go back to the machine, Sophie. Okay, so here. Okay, so first is the U shape. I'll slide it onto the bracket there and flip that down. Okay, and I'm good. There's no worry of crashing at this point. My foot's not going to get stuck underneath. Okay, so here, start. Just so you know, I smoothed it all. I shouldn't have said that, no, because then something will happen. I probably, if that seam shows, then it would just tell me, make it a little bit smaller. But remember, it wasn't until the last step that I made it smaller. So, right, it's still not making sense, is it? But with this next step, and when we go to turn it, it will make sense. So I'm definitely going to let it go around twice, because I'm going to be pushing and pulling and cutting, and I can't believe we got it done. What time is it? Are we doing okay?
4:38.
Okay. We got a lot of projects to sew, but I'll go through them. We got to show them our new little backpack.
Mhm.
And I put a new needle in, 9014 embroidery needle. I use no show. It's also called poly mesh. There, it's going to stop there. Now I'm going to look at my screen, and it's showing me that it's going to sew that last piece with the opening on the side. So I'm going to take my fabric and position it. Make sure I'm covering the stitching. Looking good. That's why I like to cut it kind of big, because then I don't have to worry whether or not it's going to miss it or not. So I'm good. I smoothed it. Start. So imagine you could go, I'm thinking an eyeglass case, a sunglass case. Now see, it's stitching off the fabric. You can kind of see a lump there, but that's okay. There. It's going through a lot of layers. You can hear it pounding. It's got what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 layers plus stabilizers, 7 layers. There's batting in there. So you gotta have I would say definitely have a brand new needle in when you go to do these. I can't wait to show you how it turns. We have a bundle of fabric that we're now going to call it Gloria's IQ Designer Bundle, because it's 12 inches wide by width of fabric. So it works for the baskets. It works for these. And what did I teach? I can't remember, Sophie. Oh, the wallets. It works for the wallets. Yeah. And it's going to work for a whole bunch of, it's wide enough that it's wider than my hoop, my biggest hoop. Okay, it's coming to the end. We're going to take it up to the table and trim and see the closure, like a snap. We love snaps now. They're just so easy. So, oh, I bumped.
Okay.
Is that okay?
Yeah,
Okay.
no, you're
Okay, so I'm going to take it out of here. And slide it aside. Okay, and I've got my favorite Kai scissors. I'm sure many of you have these now. It's almost like we don't let you even watch our show unless you buy these scissors, pretty much, right? And so here, I'm just going to trim, leaving, good 1/4 inch. I don't want to go any closer than that because I don't want it peeking through, or my laptop poking through. So here. Oh, okay, right here to here. So stop there. Okay, so bend this back, these 2 pieces back, okay? Because we're going to leave these a little longer. So I'm going to snip this here, okay? So see that? I'm going to bend this back. I can trim the rest. So these 2 pieces of fabric, we're going to leave those a little bit longer. We'll still be trimming it a little bit, and then I'll just cut through the rest. So I'm just holding it back with my hand, and I'm just cutting it. And let's see, we'll go to here, cut it down, and then now keep cutting through all layers. So leave these 2 a little longer so we can turn them and tuck them in. There. Okay. And here. Okay, and trim. And I'd trim off those corners too a little bit of bulk out of there. but it doesn't really matter. It just means that your corners will be rounded. And when you look at it later, it looks like it's supposed to be that way. See? Just so it'll just be rounded. It still looks good. Okay, all of that gets thrown away. Okay, and then I'm going to reach in and pull this through. So just in between the two pieces of lining, you got to wrestle with it. I would normally trim my corners, but I just didn't, I didn't want to waste too much time. And see, I'm glad I went over twice because I'm really pulling on that opening. And see how you really do need that 5 inches to get that turned? So Troy, what time were your classes? Are you doing it virtual, or are you in St. Louis for your class? So I cut off my tab. Oh, I did. It was pointing down. So I only cut off, you'll see, I think. Yeah, here it comes now. Okay. So here is the wrong side. Okay. Now you'll turn this in. Okay. And you'll seal that with, fusible, or just go on your sewing machine and just do a quick little stitch across. Okay. So here, look at this. Look at this. Okay. Now pull this out. Okay, and you're going to want to use your point turner. Get your corners poked out good. Okay, it's looking good. Here, see, here's my tab. I'm all right. Okay. See, isn't this cool? So, yeah, isn't it cool? Yeah.
I didn't know how that was going to turn out.
So see, it's lined. It's finished. Okay. Now look at this. So see how I did get those seam lines on the side? Am I worried about that? Maybe not, Yeah, I don't know. But, if I made it a little smaller, okay, and then you're going to put the snap in. Okay, maybe poke out these corners a little bit more. Probably if I'd trimmed it, I would have been doing better there. But, like I said, I'm not worried about it. Okay, so this was, okay, so there we go. All right, it is for my laptop. It looks like it's not going to fit, does it? I better check, because we'll know then. I'm just going to run real quick and get my laptop, and then we'll go over the products, because I want to make sure I tell them big enough. Let's see. Okay, here's my laptop. Oop. Because I only made it 3/4 of an inch, but I thought it was making it like 1 inch bigger. It's a tight fit, so maybe it should have been 1 inch bigger. It's gonna fit Mary's iPad. Yeah, so okay. So instead of 3/4 of an inch wider, you need to go at least an inch. Ooh, it's fitting, but it's a hard put in, a little bit more room. So look at that. And then final thing is we'll put the snap in to close it. I love it. Do you love it? It is. It's really nice. So for their iPads, for their laptops, eyeglass cases, what other kind of case? What else do you need to want a case for? Yeah. Yeah. See, it's open here, so things will fall out. But it looks really good, doesn't it? Yes. Okay. So now we'll go through. What's that?
Books, notebooks?
Yeah, books. A book, a notebook. Yeah. Oh, Troy's gonna work on Steve Bunny. So did Troy say whether she's in St. Louis or she? Because yeah, Troy. Yeah. So it is cool.
Classes.
Oh, virtual. Oh, cool. I didn't even know they were doing that. I love this. I love it.
It's cute.
Yeah, it is. It's really cute. So you can personalize it. You've thought of the person, made it for but don't just make it 3/4. I'm going to say 1.25 inches. So even 1 inch, I think, would have been a little too tight. So more like 1.25 inches. Okay, I love it. I love it. I love it. And it's cute with the cute lining fabric. Okay, what do we have first? Oh, the IQ Designer Fabric Kit. Now that is, so this is it right here. Okay, so it will be an assortment of fabric. It is, right, 8 different pieces, and it's varies. The fabric will vary, but I like having one that kind of looks plain, because if I did my fancy fill on here, you wouldn't have been able to see it. So I better get a drink of water. And so, so they'll have one. Let's use this one as an example, and it'll be fun because they'll all be different. Oh, this one's pretty. So this is your plain one. Here's your lining. Here's your plain one on this one. And there is your lining, a fancy lining. Here's a plain one. Oh, this is cute. Look at this. Gummy bears. No, you might not get these. Okay, look at how pretty this one is. I love this one with the little rosebuds. So it'll be an assortment. It'll be fun. You'll have a printed piece, you know I don't like solids. So it's going to be something that I would say your fancy fill stitches are going to show up really good. So it's 8 12-inch by width of fabric pieces. So you'll be able to get 4 out of if you use your biggest tube. Now imagine if you're doing eyeglass cases, that would be, you'd be able to get 8 eyeglass cases, right? So, and you could put their name on it. You could put their phone number. What if they leave their eyeglass case somewhere? So you could even put their phone number on. So yeah, so this really shows you how neat IQ Designer and My Design Center is. It's not hard, right? It's not hard. And it was just me following along with their book. The original book really taught me a lot. But I have to say, when the Solaris came out, IQ Designer was easier. So even though you were moving up in model, I did it for the Altair Meridian, so the instructions will be posted, but it was harder to do on the Altair than it was on the Avenir. So as you move up in model, IQ Designer gets easier. So, okay, so there's our bundle of fabric. Okay, then what they had a spring fabric bundle. So, and these are, what size does it say? It doesn't say what size. We better check so they know. Feels like it. Well, okay, so here is another one. So these are 12. So these are 12 by width of fabric. Oh, guess what? Okay, how much is this? Okay, because I got to double check that. It's because they cut it on the fold. I'm not sure. I better double check this. But right, this would be how many pieces? So maybe. So don't buy this one. I just wouldn't buy it. I would, because you need, what's that?
It says 4 pieces of coordinating spring fabric.
Okay, and 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, so this is, so it was supposed to be width of fabric. So remember they cut on fold? Yeah, so you won't get yours like this. Yours, they'll correct yours, and I'm going to make sure, because they cut them wrong in the beginning, and so they just kind of put another piece in. But yeah, that won't work. So wait. I would say don't buy this one. Don't buy this one, because I better go up to kit making tomorrow, and I better go to Ryan tomorrow and make sure that they did correct these. Okay, so let's see. Next one. Do you have the spring plaids? And these are supposed to be the same thing. It's supposed to be 12-inch by width of fabric. Let's see if this one is correct. Tommy took over the kit cutting because he was tired of mistakes being made. And so we all report to Tommy every day for jobs to do because he's going to make sure that the mistakes aren't made anymore. So this one is correct. I think the other one will be correct. So, but I want to make, so this one is 12-inch by width of fabric. So perfect for all your IQ Designer projects. So this one is Wilmington. It's their, I think they call it brushed, but then they put the diagonal plaid in the pastel color. So it's 4 different pieces here. Okay. Oh yeah. This is considered one of their basics, and we'll be able to get a lot more. Yeah. Wilmington watches our show to see what we're promoting, and they also, I told them their free patterns that they used to put on their site were so difficult, and it used every piece of fabric in the line. And so the fabric, there might be 24, 34 pieces of fabric. So their sample quilt would have 30 different pieces. I said, that's too many. You need to simplify it. Just very few people, right? We want easy. Yeah. So, okay. Now next one, we love these. This will be a 5-piece, 5 half-yard bundle of linen. And so there's ivory linen I'm seeing some of the linens have metallic. Here's black linen. So this is really good for doing these kind of projects. I used a sparkle linen right here. Sparkle linen. Hey, I wanted you to see this. See right here? I had a dot. I must have touched my screen. And when I went, and it did it as a little satin stitch. So just remember, be on the lookout for things like that and make sure you erase them. But at that point, I knew I wasn't going to be using this one. I'm just going to let it sew out. So 5 half-yard bundle of linen, great for all the Janine Babick designs.
The linens might also vary. So
Yes, linens will vary. Yeah, but it'll just be a really nice assortment. Okay. All right. Okay, so Patty Sperry is missing the red stripe from the Valentine bow. Can you write that down? Patty Sperry, Sperry, red stripe from Valentine bow. We will take care of that. Okay, now the next item is, they call this the nano bag. I have no idea why it's called the nano bag, but it's adorable. It's like a little backpack, and we all think we look really cool wearing them, but it's a little backpack. It's got the Baby Lock logo. We love it. It's bigger than we thought, so you can fit a lot in here. You can fit little bit of makeup, seam ripper, pair of snips. I'm sure a pair of snips will fit in here. And it also has a little pocket inside too. And it's just adorable, right? You got to have one of these. Everybody's got to have one of these. It's really cute. It's embroidered with gold metallic. So I love it. So, okay. Now, the Mastering IQ Designer video series, Steve talked to you about that one. Mm-hmm. It's really good, really good. I mean, Patty and Mike and Stephanie, they are absolute experts at IQ Designer. Following along with them, your credit cards could go in there. You could clip it on. Yeah, if you're going to a park, it's kind of like a fanny pack, right? You could have your money in there and your credit cards, and you don't have to hold on to anything. So, all right. So now the other one though is so we've got the new series, but you really do need to have the original series. And I always bring out my book because I want you to see that I did use it. Look how worn out this poor book is. But I went through it over and over and did all the different projects and kind of changed it to the way I wanted it to be. I always said, do what they do and then make it your own and do it again. So, okay, now, the Easy Precision Piecing Starter Kit. So this is, it's called the Easy Press Pen. So you put a little bit of this in, of the fluid, and then it's like a felt tip marker. And whenever you need to open up your seams, you just draw. It'll just look like it's wet. You'll draw right on that seam line, iron it. It's almost like it's best press in a little felt tip pen. Okay, but also I better put the cap on this one. It also has the glue, the seam alignment glue. And when I heard that Carol uses this all the time, it kind of gave me permission. I thought, oh no, the quilters will look down on me using glue. But she is a meticulous sewer and she uses the glue. So she gave us permission to use glue. So this is really nice to have. Now, if you already have this set, then you would go and you might want more of the glue. So you want to make sure you have the bottle with the sharp point. And then there's also, you can buy the glue separately too. Now, the other thing is the, this. So I wanted John to be with me, but he got busy with a customer for putting the snaps in. So we'll use the hole punch to punch a hole in here, right where we want it, and the hole punch to punch a hole here, and that's it. And then we'll put the snap through it. So we use these for so many different things, for like grommets, the snaps, a lot of different things. So, and it's got 3 different size holes, so you can decide how big. Oh yeah, you'll get the 10% put into your account. The shipping is still only $8. Once you hit $75, it's free shipping. So we're still going with that. I never want to change that. I hate paying for the shipping. So I like it. I like hitting that number where you get the free shipping. And then, okay, now, and then perfect punch, but then there's, the little mat. It is nice to have that little mat with it. Okay. And then we have the snap set. And Kate was embarrassed because we dropped our snaps, okay? And I said, and she was going to try to put them back in where they belong. And I said, no, Kate, this will happen to them, right? There's all our snaps. They're there. They're in there. But yours will be in the case. And so there's a case they come in. Ours are all mixed up because it fell off the table and it was open. So, but this will happen to you, right? And then, but you get the 600 pieces. Remember, every snap is 4 pieces. So I don't want it to deceive you. And then this is the tool for squeezing it closed. So this is really nice to have. There's so many times when we want to have the, put a snap in. Okay. Now this one is, they said 120 set. 120 set. So that tells me times 4 because there's 4 pieces to the set. But these are metallic. So they look metal too. First I thought they were plastic to look like metal, but they definitely look like metal. And this is done, these are a different kind of snap where you have to, John showed it, you have to hit it with this mallet right here. So there's tools. Okay. So yeah. Just be careful with your snaps that you don't drop the whole case. They were all over, but that happens. Okay, now, the exquisite spring color set. I checked everywhere. Everybody's thread set. Exquisite is still the best pricing on thread. We have been using Exquisite thread, I'm going to say at least 15 years, and we love it, and their price is the best. I love this spring set. The colors are so pretty. So it's a really, really good deal. You get 10 spools of thread for $35.88, so it's like $3.58 for a spool of thread. So... are they in stock? What's in stock? So these are in stock. Yes, the snaps are in stock. I got in a ton. So they are all in stock. These little bags are in stock. Everything's in stock so far. Yes. Okay. Precision turning tool is the next one. This is my favorite, the RNK. I just like it because it's longer than the other ones that are out there. And there are sometimes when you need that. So. Now, the next one, and I think we need to open these, don't you? I think this is the Kai. I'll leave them here, but people love these. These are the Kai double curved, and so they're really nice for applique trimming. Kai scissors are unbelievably sharp. Let me see. Well, here's just a little piece of fabric here. Let's see, but it's just, they're really nice and sharp. Everybody that has them loves them. So trimming, instead of the squeezy snips with the smaller blade, this has a much longer blade. It is double curved, so it'll go over the ridge of the hoop, so you can get in there, see how it can rest here, and yet you can still get to your fabric. So these are wonderful, wonderful scissors, the Kai double curved embroidery scissors. So they come a couple different ways, but we love the double curved. Okay, I'm going to put these in the drawer here so we always have them. Okay. And then the duckbill scissors. So I think they're here, right? I'll pull these up here a bit. Okay, so I thought this one, Femore duckbill. Oh, these are the Femore. Okay, so Femore duckbill, and they're long. Okay, they're 6 inches. And it really is a good deal. The Femore ones, what are they, $19.95? Okay, so they're really good deal. And then we do have a true left hand double curve. Here it is. We have this in the right-handed, but we do have a true left hand, meaning they switched the blades. So the lefties really like these scissors. Okay, then Kimberbell duckbill. And you know, one time I was trying to prove to everybody, and that's a double curve. Go down and 2 more down and go to Kimberbell duckbill. Yeah, that's it. Yeah. And so I wanted to say, oh, they're the same as Femore. Femore's great. No, the Kimberbell cut through more layers, so much sharper, so much better, you know. So it is double the price, but they work, you know, even though the Femore worked really good, the Kimberbell worked even better. So now the other ones are the mini duckbill, and we have them both in the purple. Yeah. So here's the mini duckbill, and they also come in colors too. So you may end up one in the colors, but it's the same thing. Oh no, this one's left-handed. Okay, so this one, yeah. But we, you know, just make, and then, okay, so the next one. So the minis are really nice too. Nice large holes. It's got a curve to it, so you can get in close. I like using the duckbill to trim my batting, because the sharp scissors, the snips and the sharp scissors get caught in the batting. And then we also have these in a true left hand too. So 10% will be put back into your account. Once you hit $75, you get free shipping. You can just shop all, like, they're not going to print these orders tomorrow. I don't think. I'm not sure. Yeah. Yeah, I bet they won't print it. So you'd have probably till Wednesday and still get free shipping. But if you ever think you were supposed to get free shipping and you didn't, you just write a note to us, and they'll refund your shipping. Okay. Now, okay, we've got, oh, now this is a really nice set. Okay, so take a look at the front, and it's got pink and lavender and light blue and green, and here your tools inside match. So you've got the mini duckbill. You've got the really good tweezers that we use for pulling up the bobbin thread when we do edge to edge. This is a double curved scissor, the squeezy snips, and they're also curved. And this one right here has a really sharp point. You see how sharp that point is? Yeah, really, really sharp point. So this is a really, really nice set. There, get those zipped up. So treat yourself with this one. And remember, 10% will be put back into your account. Okay. Next, we have the tiny tags. So if you're buying these wonderful, wonderful tools and you go to a retreat, you don't want anybody taking them. You don't want anybody in your family taking them. You put a little tag on there. Say, don't touch these scissors. Or you put your name and your phone number on them. in case they get lost at a retreat, they'll be able to find you. So, okay. And then, okay, then we have the 5-pack. This is, for me, this is my most often used needle. This is a 5-pack of needle. Oh, this is drop down, so they decide how many they want to buy. Okay, okay, so you can buy 1 pack up to like 25, up to 25 packs. Yes, Steve did that. Yeah, but this is the 9014 embroidery. This is the one we put in when we have to sew through lots of layers. So, okay, all right, and oh, and then we have the batting. Oh, these, okay, pre-wound bobbins. So we got this is a box of 144 pre-wound bobbins. It ends up, they are cheaper than buying the spool of bobbin thread and filling them yourself. So it is the 144 style A. These are 60 weight. Most of the bobbins, the pre-wound bobbins that are out there are 90 weight. And your bobbin thread will come up to the top. So you want to make sure you get the 60 weight, and what's used in the Baby Lock and the Brothers is the style A, which is a class 15 bobbin. And there are 144 of them. So really good. Okay. And okay, so the first one is was it a 10-incher? Yeah, 10-incher. So if you have your biggest hoop is 9.5 by 14, this is the size you should get. You won't have any waste. It's 10-inch, and your hoop size goes to 9 5/8, so there won't be any waste. This is the best batting. It is really nice and soft, very smooth. It doesn't stretch out of shape. So it is the embroidery batting. We love this one. And you can't put it in the microwave, but it doesn't stretch out of shape. The cotton batting stretches out of shape, so we don't like that. Okay, next size up is the 12-inch. So this is my favorite one for Solaris, Luminaire, Avenir, and Radiance. It's 12 inches wide. So your hoops go from 10 5/8 to 11 5/8. So it's like the perfect size, and it is 10 yards. So this is the best batting out there. It's like when you open it up, you won't believe how nice it is. So, okay. Then next is the size 16. So let's say you have the like 14-inch hoop, 16-inch hoop. So this is good for that. So you'll just roll it off the other way and cut off a piece. And it's the embroidery batting again. So 16-inch by 10 yards. Now one more size, which I think if I had the Avenir and the Radiance, this is the size I would get, 18. See, your hoop goes to 16, so this would be at least a little bit bigger than your hoop. And so you'll just cut off a little bit. And it's the embroidery batting, so it's really high quality. It has a little bit of polyester in it, which makes it holds its shape. But you can't put it in. Polyester cannot go in the microwave. It'll light on fire. So, okay. Oh, there's a couple new little things here. Okay, we got to show you. I hope I'm not keeping everybody too long. Okay, so this one, oh, look at these. This is brand new from Amelie Scott Designs. Am I putting this in the right spot? Just came in today, and they're perfect for Easter. We got in, I think, 22, 24 of them. So order it right away. You'll get it right away. They're all ready to ship. Look at this cute little bunny right here. So these are spring meadow mug rugs. Look at the baby chick. These are adorable. So we're going to sew these out and have them for Thursday night. I have a feeling they're going to be sold out by then. You get 4 different mug rugs, and it's only $15. So okay. And then she has another new one, message mug rugs. So happy dancing. Happy dancing for you. Happy birthday. What is this one? Rest and get well soon. So just nice messages. Let's see, I can't see what that one is. What's up, Buttercup? What's up, Buttercup? On that one. So just cute ones. So both brand new. from Christine Connor of Amelie Scott Designs. And then I saw this, and I love sewing boxes. And like, look how cute this one is. So here you go. You take the lid off. Okay. Let's make sure I'm doing this right. Okay, there we go. Okay, so see how it unrolls. Okay, and all of this come in it, so it's a little sewing kit. I mean, probably the thread isn't, but it's nice to have handy. Little pin cushion here, buttons, a needle threader, seam, measuring tape, a little pair of embroidery scissors, a thimble. But it's adorable, right? And it closes up. Me, I would just keep it as a collector's item and have it on the shelf in my sewing room, making my sewing room look really nice. So, Brand, it is cute, isn't it? Okay. Okay. Oh, we've got these new magnetic hoops. I'll have to get a bin. Well, I'm like the messiest person in the whole wide world. But, oh, I got glue here. Oh, this was the glue by itself, but we already talked about that. Yep. Okay, I'm keeping these right here because that's it. When I helped Steve at his AccuQuilt, I really like using the glue. Okay. Okay, magnetic hoops. So we just got 2 new ones. They have them all out of the package now. Look at all this stuff. I better move some aside. Do we have a bin? Oh, yeah, I can throw it in. Okay. Okay, I'll just throw these in. Okay. I got to do, Thursday night, I'll do the snap. Okay? We'll demo the snap. I can remember to take my computer home, though. Okay. Here. This one in. I want one. I want to be one of the cool kids with one of these. So, okay. So there's a whole bunch of different sizes. So we found the manufacturer of these magnetic hoops. Okay. So I think that must be the 8x12. This is a brand new one, the 8x12. We didn't have this one before. It's these really nice hoops. So, okay, so the dime magnetic hoops, they are the best for edge to edge, okay? Because you pull up the top magnetic hoop, you slide your quilt aside, snap it down. But those hoops do not hold good enough if you're doing regular embroidery. So here you just take your magnets off, you lay your stabilizer down, lay your fabric down, and then you position these magnets and they hold really, really good. So this is the 8x12. Another brand new size is the 8x8. And then there is see, they're strong magnets. There we go. Okay, then there's a 6x10. So 6x10, and the magnets are interchangeable too. So if you feel like you have something that needs a couple extra magnets, I mean, they give you plenty, but let's say you wanted, a couple extra, you can pull them off another one. And then also there is a 5x7. This is a very popular size. And then the 4x4, and then we have a bundle deal. Oh, they said the prices are not showing. How could that be? So in the bubble, they're not in the bubble above. I wonder if she goes out and comes back in again. So they should be there. So are prices showing for anybody else? We'll have to make sure they're showing for you. So Eugenia, I think you just have to go out and come back in again. But stay with us. We're almost done. And then it'll take, it'll go down for like 45 minutes and then it'll upload again. Now we have a bundle and you would get the 4x4, 5x7, and 6x10 at $359, which is the price of the 5x7 compare at 1 hoop for $350, and here you get 3 hoops for $350. Okay, so they're seeing prices. So Eugenia, I think you have to go out and come back in again. So shut down and come back in, but just stay with us. Okay, are we good? Yeah.
Let's do the cuddle.
Okay, cuddle. This is a brand new one. Mm-hmm. This cuddle is called Quilter's Cuddle. So it's a lighter weight cuddle. You treat it just like Quilter's cotton. It sews really nice. It doesn't stretch out of shape as you sew. But this is what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 9 fat quarters, coordinating fat quarters. So really fun to work with. There's so many people are backing their quilts now with Cuddle. I've had a couple grandmas say to me their grandchildren request Cuddle on the back of their quilts. They like that soft look. Yeah, so this would be 9 fat quarters. It definitely would be enough for a quilt for a baby. And we have others to choose from. I think if you went on our site and search for Cuddle, I bet the other ones will come up. I think.
We sold out right now.
Okay, we're waiting for them to come in.
Yes.
Yeah. So you do hear that? Sophie said we might be sold out, but we have a whole shipment coming in. So, okay. We're good. We did it. We did it. So remember to tune in tomorrow. Tiffany's going to be on at noon tomorrow. And then Steve will be on at 3 with something new to teach you about Bernina. So maybe I'll come on with them again. I love learning about these machines. You know, that's it. It's just so fun to do something different with your machine like this IQ Designer. And with the Bernina, it's the unbelievable quilting. It's called something like Snap to Shape and Embroidery. It's a really cool feature. So make sure you tune in and watch what he has to show you. And I'll be in and out at the same time. Oh, I didn't need to tell you. So I have to send out another email. So they said they really want to see people who receive machines. So I have to send out another one, and it's specifically on machines. So if we shipped you a machine, and on those, because they're higher ticket items, they would like you to get them notarized. I'm going to send out an email. And so I got to get to work, though, because they're going to announce a date that my hearing is, and I have to be ready. It could be they say my hearing is next week, and I have to be ready. So I'd really appreciate you getting it notarized. And then when we get the letters back, I am going to put $10 in your comment sold account as a reward for doing that for me. So thank you all so much. You'll see it. It's just not even just machines, but cabinets. Cabinets. I'll have a list of things on there. So, okay, everyone, I'll get that going. So it's still making me nervous every day, but I feel confident because so many of you have been so kind and mailed us in your affidavits already. And so many people have offered to get them notarized, which means you swear to tell the truth. And that's it. And we are telling the truth to them every day, and they don't believe us. So that's what we got to get you to swear that you told the truth. So, yeah. Yes, thank you for your prayers too, because I feel like I go to church and I pray and pray and pray, and you know what? I have a better day the next day. So prayers work. So thank you. I'm not gonna settle. I didn't do anything wrong, and I'm not gonna settle. And yet I hear small businesses all the time end up settling because it just makes them too upset, too nervous. It makes them sick. And so I'm not going to. I'm going to fight as I prove to them as much as I can. I don't understand why they don't believe me, but they don't. They don't believe people. So I guess there's a lot of people that have lied to them, and so they don't believe anyone. So we're going to prove them wrong, right? Right. Okay. Thank you all so much, and we will see you again tomorrow. Bye-bye.